Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So Grove of the Titans is the upcoming Earth Slayer event, and what I want to do is talk about the event deck itself. There is a preview video, and we can also take a look at the cards afterwards. So let's go to the network app and we'll take a look at the video here for the best deck that you can build. Now, this deck is going to be very similar to the Fire Commander event that just recently passed. So it has exactly the same game mechanics with some tweaks overall. So what you have here is two support cards, the main Master Collection card in the middle, and then you have the event card, and then the ultra rare card on the right. So the way you play this deck is you want to activate the battle skills for what you want to activate before, one turn before, and then make sure that you actually do a match so that it will activate. So in this case, the support cards are going to create Earth Gems, and then the ultra rare card will create Power Gems. So the ultra rare creates a power gem for every time it attacks, and whenever you activate a battle skill, it will pass on the ability to one additional hero as well, so that you can create more than a lot more power gems as the intensity goes up. Now, this particular deck has a slightly higher requirement compared to the Fire Commander deck, in that in order to fully activate your battle skills for the Master Collection and the event card, you need 6 Power Gem 4s. So you need 6 Power Gem 4s on the board, and then if you have that, then with simply 2, a Master Collection card and the event card, you can fill up the board with Power Gems, so you can deal a lot of damage. You can see there, this is a 220 billion health boss, and you can see that with all the power gems that have been created and with the matches, they were able to take it down pretty easily. So let's see in this next turn, what you'll see is power gems are created again, and then you can activate the battle skills for a full board full of gems, and then you can deal enough damage to take the boss out. Notice also that there was a heal in place here. So that's the other tweak, and that is the heal that has been put in place for the Master Collection card. So we're going to take a look in more detail for the cards there and how they all worked. Now, the base deck here features one feature card, 2 support cards, the Renbox Troll, which is an older card that we don't see much in the current meta, and then 1 Haroon, the Shroud, when it was featured in a previous Mystic event. Now we're gonna fast forward a little bit and see how much damage overall. So remember, this was a 227 billion health boss, and we're able to take it down to about 208. So this deals approximately 20 billion damage with this particular team before it actually it gets defeated. And so let's try and see if we can meet a little bit in the middle ground here as well, because I think we should be able to deal a little bit more damage if we could, but without a full deck, we're not going to be able to take down the boss by itself. So then let's see what we can where we can potentially find a middle ground there. But first, let's take a look at the cards. So we'll take a look at the collection now. I actually tried to do a recording earlier where I was opening up my packs, my rune packs live, and I did get a duplicate there. Unfortunately, the recording stopped halfway through, so I have to start this again. But here you go. Out of the 3 runes I could get, once again, got a duplicate there. So it's really unfortunate, because I'm hoping to be able to get at just this one card, so that I could take advantage of it. Because this is, I think, the only card I think that I really want for my Earth deck. So we'll see if we can get that. Now, the three cards that you need are Oak. I guess can't visit it anymore. So Rowan, the Oaken one, Master Wu, and then the Renbox Troll. So these are the 3 cards that you need. Now, Master Wu is available, as well as the Troll for in the dust shop. You need to get it at the 100 dust. Whereas the Rowan is not currently available because it's a card that is post intensity and post the Valentine deck, so this card is not currently available in the dust shop, unfortunately. And now let's take a look at the cards themselves now. So first we'll take a look at the event card. So Satyr of the Firm Root, this is at 5 stars, but I know what the 6-star skill is. So this card will actually create 5 Earth Power Gem 1s at 6-star, and then if there's 6 or more Power Gem 4s, then it'll create additional 5. And this card will also heal. So this card will heal for 100% of recovery. So let's take a look to see what the 6-star recovery will be like. So it will heal for 120% of recovery. And then the Master Collection card is both a Warden as well as a 13 times Slayer card. And it will also create 5 Power Gem 2s, bumps it up to 5 additional Power Gem 2s, and then heals for 150% of recovery as a battle skill. And then the leader skill, which is new, every time you use a battle skill that creates power gems, it will also heal for 100% recovery. So this card and the event card are really the 2 cards that are going to help with the recovery by quite a bit. And then the passive here is it will boost the attack whenever there's multiple fire gems. In this case, 5 or more power gems. And then if we take a look at the support card, so the support card's name is Arcane Henga. What it will do is it will create 3 earth gems every time it attacks, and then whenever you activate a battle skill, it will pass the ability to other giant cards as well. Another thing to note here, this is a giant deck. So this is a deck full of giant class heroes, and we've never had an event that has giant as the feature card that has relics that support it. So while we've had other giant cards, like Indale, for example, is a giant card, we don't have relics for it. So this particular deck is going to be very similar to the previous Mystic event, where there is no relics to support it. So it's going to be tough in the beginning on the first day until the relics are available. Even then, getting 5 relics to support the deck is going to be quite expensive. So for me, I typically go after 1 and hope for lucky 2. So finally, the last card is the ultra rare card, Jorgaia, Wondrous Titan. This card will create Power Gem 4s every time you attack, and this is a 5-star stat. 6 stars, it'll create Power Gem 4 every time it attacks, and then it'll pass it on to other giant cards as long as there's 100 intensity or more. So for every 100 intensity, it will pass on to another giant hero. So this is really sort of the card that will help boost the attack for the entire team. So then what can we do besides the obvious of getting the full deck? What else can we do to actually come up with a deck that can deal decent damage? Well, so if you don't get the ultra rare card, then let's talk about some of the other cards that could potentially generate the power gems that's needed to power this event deck. So there are 3 cards that I know of. Unfortunately, I only have 1 of them, and that is Haroon the Shrewd. So this card will create Power Gem 4 for every 100 Mystic intensity. I have 3 of them, so I'm really trying to figure out what's the best combination for me to use this deck with the event deck. Another card is the Oryx, which was a Earth Commander card from the previous Earth Commander event, commonly known as the Bugs deck. Then finally, there's also the Earth Demigod deck that is the same deck as Rowan, the Oaken one, I think it's called, which was actually the Master Collection card. So it's a Time 13 card. It also creates Power Gem 4s based on intensity. So these are the 3 cards I know of that create Power Gem 4s. And if you don't have any of them, unfortunately, then it is going to be difficult to really take advantage of the full deck's ability for the damage there. So my goal here is I'm also going to take a look at some of the other previous Earth Slayer cards and then see what we can do to try and what we can do to try to deal more damage than we saw in the base deck there. But we'll have to see. And also, the thing, remember that it is going to be difficult on the first day because we don't have giant relics, right? So there is no giant relic, so it is going to be hard, even if you get a full event deck. So that's something to consider. So one last thing before I go, I wanted to talk about let's talk about the Earth cards here. So the one I wanted to show, I was mentioning, it's an older card, and that's the Box Ren. This one. So the Ren Box Troll. actually evolves to King Treehorn. And so King Treehorn, what it will do is it will actually defend 40% of all damage. And so what that really will do is when you have a team that, when health is an issue, you can reduce your overall damage taken by 40%. Now, this is sort of a play style that I haven't showcased much, and that you don't really see a whole lot in the meta here. But imagine if you have a couple of these cards. What I don't know is if it will stack to defend for 80%, or it will defend for 40 and then defend for 40 of that 40%. But I would imagine it probably stacks. I hope it stacks. So if you have a couple of these cards, you can really reduce the total damage that you take, and that will increase your survivability so that you could survive longer and deal more damage overall. Now, the only thing is, even though it's a giant card, its power rating is not high, so it doesn't have very good attack, but it does have good health, and so that you could use this for added health of your team, and you can also defend for a little longer. It doesn't have good dispels here. It only dispels vessels, so it doesn't really help. I think the cards have chaos. We can take a look at. That's one thing I didn't showcase. So some of the things to expect that we're gonna have to deal with: toxin again, so it's gonna affect the healing cards, and then we have fear, so that's another one that we have to deal with, and then I think this is going to chaos. So we're gonna deal with chaos, toxin, and fear. These are really tough debuffs to deal with. So we're gonna also have to come up with ideas for cards that we can use to counter those debuffs there. So we will do that in the next episode. We'll talk about that, and hope to see you in the next episode. We'll talk about the card decks again, the card ideas again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let's come up with ideas. Reach out to me if you like. My in-game name is T-Bone. I am available on the in the network chat. So if you would like, come look for me. Ask any questions. I also have a group if you're interested. I will have a link to that chat group in the description below, so you can join and we can talk about deck ideas, etc. For the event. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next episode.